It is important for us to take time to not be always busy and in the state of go, 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 and actually taking some time to release, relax, and soften. Hello and welcome. I'm Laia, and I'm glad to welcome you to this evening yoga practice designed to help you unwind from the day. You won't need anything other than your precious self and the intention to create a clear demarcation between your day and whatever you're wanting to do with the rest of your evening. So this practice is accessible, and I will be offering different options for you to choose what works for you best. I hope that you find some space to relax. Let's get started. Bring yourself to a comfortable seated position. You could sit cross-legged if you want to, or perhaps you sit on your heels. And take a moment to roll your shoulders, move your neck, and even you could look around wherever you are, whether you're indoors or outdoors, to become aware of the space that you're in. Notice the colors, the shapes, the textures, and eventually bring yourself to center, to stillness, allowing your gaze to lower down toward the ground, or maybe you choose to close your eyes. Listen to the sounds around you, near and far, of people, of nature. And draw your attention closer and closer to yourself until you land perhaps on the sound of your own breath. Notice the way in which you're seated, the parts of your body in contact with the earth. And become aware of any aches or pains, any discomfort in your physical body. But only as much as you notice the parts of your body that perhaps feel open, relaxed, and good. Take a deep breath in through your nose, noticing your belly, your rib cage, and your chest expand. Open your mouth and let it go. Inhale. Let yourself become a little more expansive. Exhale, release and soften. Deep breath in. Let it go. Perhaps you give yourself a moment to recap the day. And you don't have to necessarily think about the things that you did, the places you went, the people you talked to. Maybe see if you can think of your day energetically. How did you feel throughout your day? Did you feel aligned with your values, with your intentions? Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Take a moment to consider that every choice, every moment brought you right here, right now. So thank yourself for taking this time at the end of your day to realign, to come back to yourself, to shed what's not yours and what's not longer needed. Deep breath in. Expand front to back, side to side, top to bottom. And side all out. On your next inhalation, start to reach your arms out and up to the sides. Interlace your hands and perhaps flip your palms and stretch them overhead. Feeling your sitting bones fully grounded, the length through the side body, all the way to the palms of the hands. And on your exhalation, let yourself lean a little bit toward the right, opening up the left side body. Perhaps look toward the left if that serves you. Coming back through center as you inhale. Exhale, take it to the other side. Back through center as you breathe in. Exhale, release your fingertips next to you, extending through your palms. Reach down. Your hands could be on your mat or could be simply extended to the sides. The intention here is to feel the sensation from your fingertips, through the arms, through the shoulders, the neck, all the way to the crown of your head. Flip your palms up. Inhale, reach up, keeping that length. Unite your palms overhead, and as you exhale, draw your hands together in front of your heart. Soften your gaze or close your eyes and just take a moment of gratitude for something that happened today. Perhaps something you did. It doesn't have to be anything grand or major. It can be something very simple, very small. Deep breath in. Side out. Open your eyes. If you close them, inhale, take your arms out to the sides, lift your chest a little. And on your exhalation, take your right arm over the left, take your hands toward opposite shoulders. Give yourself a little hug, maybe move side to side. Back through center, open your arms, inhale, lift your chest, extend from fingertips to fingertips. Exhale, take the opposite arm over, hands toward your shoulders. Notice the difference between keeping your elbows down or lifting them up, and maybe find a little bit of movement side to side here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pause at the center, open your arms out, lift your chest, inhale. Exhale, bring your hands behind you on the floor. Feel free to walk them as far back as you need or as you want. Press down through the palms, lift your chest and stay here, noticing a firm base, grounded. Or if you rather find more opening to the front of your body, perhaps you start to lift your hips off the floor, sending the front body up and forward. One more breath, inhale. And on your exhalation, bring yourself back to neutral and bring your feet in front of you, perhaps a little bit wider than your hips, taking a moment to ground through your sitting bones. And then bring a little bit of movement into your legs by moving your knees from side to side like windshield wipers, or finding any other movement that works for you. Breathe in. Breathe out. If you wanted to do a little bit of more of a strength exercise, you could choose to take your hands off the floor and continue to do the same movement with your hands in front of you. But again, just consider, what is your intention here? If you're wanting to relax, maybe it serves you to keep your hands on the earth. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. Allow both knees to fall toward the right side and bring your feet a little bit closer toward you, taking a moment to find stability here. Take your right hand on top of your right knee or in front of you. Inhale, take your left arm up. And on your exhalation, gently lean toward the right side. Let yourself go as far as you want to. It doesn't have to be very far. Draw your right rib cage forward and your left rib cage gently back. Maybe your left hand lands behind your head, cradling the neck, and it allows you to gaze up a bit more. Come back through center, bring your torso to a neutral position, reach both arms up, breathe in. And on your exhalation, start to take your left hand toward the right knee, and your right hand will most likely land behind you. Lengthen through your spine as you inhale, and on your exhalation, maybe you let yourself twist a little bit more toward the right. One more breath. And on your exhalation, come back through center, lean back a bit. Bring your feet a little bit more in front, and then allow the knees to go toward the other side, and bring your feet a little bit back to find a little bit more stability through the lower body. Allow your hands to rest on the sides, relax your shoulders, inhale. And on your exhalation, lean toward the left this time, reaching your right arm over. Find a little bit of space here. Maybe your hand rests behind your head, and your gaze goes up a bit more. One more breath wherever you are. Coming back up, reach your arms up, breathe in. Breathe out, twisting this time toward the left. Right hand lands on your left knee, and the other hand lands behind you as you gently twist your upper body. Allowing your breath to remain full and spacious. One more breath here. And then slowly start to bring yourself toward a tabletop position, taking some time to come out of the pose, coming out of the twist. And as you come into tabletop, feel free to find a little bit of movement, moving your hips from side to side, or maybe taking circles with your hips around your knees and your shoulders around your wrists. Just consider what movement would allow you to release some extra tension right now. Notice your breath. One more inhale. And exhale. On your inhalation, reach your right leg behind you. Bring your toes to the ground and reach back through your right heel. Stay steady if you want to, or if you rather, move back and forth for a moment here. One more inhale. And on your exhalation, lower your right knee next to your left once again. Find stability in your table pose. Inhale, send your left leg behind you. Keep your toes on the ground and reach back through your heel. And stay steady, or if you rather, move back and forth. Couple more breaths. Last one, inhale. And on your exhalation, lower your left knee next to your right. Move your hips from side to side. Breathe in and breathe out. Stop the movement and allow your hips to go back toward your heels. Now you could keep your toes pointed back and sit to the heels. You could also sit on a block if you have one. If you wanted to stretch your toes, your feet rather, you can bring your toes to the floor and then send your hips back toward the heels and only go as far as you want. To intensify, walk your hands toward your thighs, lengthen your torso, relax your shoulders and breathe. And just notice if you find discomfort here, how much space do you have for discomfort right now? If you have space for discomfort, maybe you stay here and you let yourself breathe. Otherwise, come out of the pose and find something a little more gentle and soft to help you release and relax. Inhale. And exhale. Bring yourself back toward your tabletop. Lift your toes off the floor and take a moment to move your ankles in circles one way and the other. Breathe in. And breathe out. Come back to your tabletop, and on your inhalation, send your right leg behind you. This time, bend your right knee and take a couple of big circles with your right hip one way, keeping the rest of your body as stable as possible. Allowing the breath to guide the way that you move, and then switch directions with the circles. One more inhale. And exhale. Send your right leg behind you. Deep breath in. Extend through the toes, through the heel if you rather. And exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. And then bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Perhaps you grab your ankle with your hand and help it go a little further forward. And to feel more sensation on the front of your left leg, tuck your left toes, slide your left leg a little further back, and then bring your knee back down. Feel free to stay on your left toes or point your foot back, whatever feels best. And maybe you come up to your fingertips and notice the sensation that arises there. Or maybe you prefer to come down to your elbows. Wherever you are, breathe and know that you can change your mind and choose something different at any point. Notice the spaces where there is a little bit of tension. What minor shifts can you create through perhaps just your breath or very minor movements to allow some of that tension to be softened or even released? One more breath here. Inhale. And on your exhalation, hinge your hips a little bit back so that you can slide your right leg back next to your left. Move your hips side to side. Inhale and exhale. Shift your weight forward. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, lower yourself down to your abdomen. Make a pillow with your hands. Rest your forehead down and move your hips side to side as you take a moment to breathe into the back body. Inhale. Side out to relax toward the earth. Again, inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Allow your elbows to press back toward the sides of the rib cage. Inhale, press into your palms and lift your chest. And then on your exhalation, let your hips wiggle a little from side to side as you let your shoulders and your neck move in any gentle, nurturing, and almost delicious way that you want. One more breath. Inhale. And on your exhalation, bring your hips back. Align your knees underneath your hips again and find yourself back into your tabletop. Send your left leg behind you this time. Inhale. Exhale, bend your left knee. And then take a couple of circles with your left hip. First one way. And then the other, noticing if it alters your breath. What matters most? Movement, presence, breath, you choose. One more breath. And then inhale, extend your left leg behind you, finding length from your heel all the way to the crown of your head. And on your exhalation, bring your left knee to the left elbow, plant your left foot on the outside of your left hand, maybe give it a little bit of a tug, and then slide your right leg as far back as you want so that you can increase or decrease the stretch. Keep your hands on the floor or come up to your fingertips, or maybe you bring yourself down to your elbows. Breathe. Become fully aware of the sensations here. Letting anything unnecessary melt. Letting any valuable sensations perhaps take up more space. One more inhale. And exhale. Send your hips gently back as your left leg comes back to meet your right. This time bring your big toes to touch, separate your knees toward the edges of your mat, and send your hips back toward your heels as little or as much as you want. Your forehead can land on a pile that you can make with your fists, or perhaps you take your forehead to the floor. Let yourself find stillness, or maybe you wiggle a little side to side, massaging your hips, massaging your forehead from temple to temple. Inhale. Let it go. Inhale, fill up your back body. Exhale, surrender. One more breath. And then slowly, starting to press yourself back up into a tabletop. Taking a moment of movement. And you could stay here or sit back toward the heels, or if you rather, you can be on your knees here as you bring your hands to your low back, allowing your fingertips to face down toward the glutes and toward the heels. Draw your elbows toward one another, and as you inhale, lift your chest up. And as you exhale, press your hips a little bit more forward as you let your gaze perhaps lift up toward the sky or the ceiling. Broaden from collarbone to collarbone. One more breath, inhale. And on your exhalation, bring your spine to neutral, sink back toward your heels, and extend your arms forward or make a pile with your fists to come back down to your child's pose. Inhale deeply. And sigh it out. One more, inhale. And exhale. Bring yourself back to your tabletop. You could bring yourself up to a down dog if you want to extend through the backs of the legs a little bit more for a moment. Maybe you pedal out the legs, or just consider any other movement that would serve you here. Deep breath in and out. Ripple your spine forward, bringing yourself to a plank or a knee plank, and then slowly lower your body back down toward the earth. Bring your right ear to the floor and stretch your right arm straight out to the side with your palm facing down, bringing your left hand under your left shoulder. Inhale, bend your left knee. And on your exhalation, press and roll toward the right. Perhaps your left foot lands behind your right leg and your left knee points up toward the sky. You could stay with your left hand in front of you for leverage, or maybe you extend your left arm up and then let it go back, but make sure that your palm faces up to the ceiling to create more space for your shoulders. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, bring your hands back down. Make a pillow with your hands, but as you lower down, slide your left knee to the side so you come to your inner left thigh. Rest your forehead on your palms and breathe. Notice the sensations on your inner left leg. One more, breathe in. And as you breathe out, extend your left leg next to your right. And this time bring your left ear to the floor. Left arm extends straight out, palm faces out to the side. Right hand in front of you and bend your right knee, breathe in. And breathe out, roll toward the left as little or as much as you want until you find a stretch through your chest, your shoulders, your upper body. Maybe your front arm stays down, or on your inhalation you lift it up. And on the exhalation you let it reach back, keeping your palm facing up as if you were holding a bowl of soup. One more breath, inhale. And on your exhalation, come back down toward your abdomen, but slide your right knee out to the side as little or as much as you want. Make a pillow with your hands, rest your forehead down, and take a moment here to breathe. One more inhale and exhale. Bring your right leg in line with your hips behind you, hands underneath your shoulders, press through your palms. Inhale, lift your chest, lifting up to cobra, or maybe you'd rather take an up dog for a deeper back bend, lifting your thighs off the earth and opening up through the front body just a bit more. And on your exhalation, bring your big toes to touch, knees wide, send your hips back for a child's pose. Take a deep inhalation through your nose. Side out. Draw your hands toward your knees, lift your torso up. Surrender either hip toward the floor and start to bring your legs in front of you. Maybe you take a moment to shake them out. Move them side to side. Just take a moment just to notice how you feel. Take a deep breath in and out. Now start to draw your right knee toward your chest, planting your right foot on the floor. And you can use your hands to lengthen the spine a little bit more so your belly and your thigh come toward each other. Ground through your sitting bones as you flex your left foot. Inhale. And on your exhalation, take a gentle twist toward the right, maybe hugging your right knee with your left arm. And your right hand could land behind you on the floor as you squeeze a little bit more. Breathe in. Breathe out, twist a little bit more. One more breath, inhale. And on your exhalation, return to center. Extend your right leg, lengthen your arms up, facing your palms toward each other. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, bend your knees a little bit as you take your belly toward your thighs and reach forward and down. Relax your head just for a moment. Press down through your heels. Slowly lift yourself back up. Inhale. And on your exhalation, this time draw your left knee toward your chest, planting your left foot on the floor. Take a moment to readjust your sitting bones, lengthen your spine. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, this time, taking a twist toward the left side. Breathe. One more breath here. Inhale. And on your exhalation, bring yourself back through center. Extend your left leg, grounding through your heels, perhaps keeping your knees a little bit further or a little bit more bent so that your sitting bones and your spine grow taller. Inhale, reach your arms up. And on your exhalation, take it all forward and down as you let yourself fold for a moment. Inhale, rise back up. Take your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Bring your feet to the floor a little bit closer toward you. Pressing down through your soles of your feet and your palms. And maybe you stay here as you gaze up, or on your next inhalation, you could lift your hips up for a moment. And on your exhalation, slowly lower your hips back down. Bring your arms around your knees. Give yourself a hug. Lower your head down. Sway a little side to side. Breathe. Let the energy of the day settle. Let yourself recognize that you've done enough and that you have not only permission, but you are invited to rest. On your next inhalation, start to bring yourself up and slide down toward your back. Taking a moment to bring your knees toward your chest, maybe to the center of the chest, or maybe a little bit wider toward your shoulders. Let yourself sway side to side, or maybe find stillness. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stretch your legs up toward the ceiling. Stretch your arms up toward the ceiling. Take a moment to roll your ankles and your wrists or shake it out. One more breath, inhale. And exhale, give yourself a hug again. Lower your feet to the floor, keeping your knees facing up. Bring your arms next to your body with your palms down. Press down through your feet, your palms, your arms, your shoulders, and the back of your head. And stay there, or on your next inhalation, lift your hips. Coming into bridge pose. Notice if your knees draw open, draw them gently toward one another. One more breath, inhale. And on your exhalation, lower yourself back down. Cross your right knee over your left, and maybe stay here as if you were hanging out. Or maybe lift your left foot off the floor and let your knees come toward the chest. You could give your knees a hug and stay here, allowing this pressure to give your hips a little bit of a stretch. Or if you want to, you can start to bring your hands toward the outer edges of the legs, or maybe the outer edges of the feet, and drawing your feet away from your glutes. You can find stillness or movement. But can you find a steady, grounding, releasing breath? One more inhale. And on your exhalation, release the feet. Keep the knees crossed as you lower your feet to the floor. Move your hips a little bit to the right. Open your arms out to the sides. Inhale. And on your exhalation, surrender your knees toward the left, as little or as much as you want. Keep your shoulders grounded and allow your gaze to maybe go a little bit to the right. Letting this. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. Come back through center as you uncross your knees. Realign your hips. Hug both knees into your chest for a moment and maybe move a little side to side. Inhale. And on your exhalation, lower your feet back down to the floor. And this time, cross your left leg over your right. You could stay here or bring your knees toward your chest, giving yourself a little hug. Or maybe you catch the outer edges of your legs or your feet and you draw your feet a little bit out, away from your sitting bones, noticing what sensations arise here. Notice what happens if you gently rock yourself. One more breath. And slowly releasing your feet, keeping your knees crossed, take your arms wide, breathe in. Breathe out, take your hips a little to the left and surrender your knees to the right as you ground your left shoulder and maybe look a little bit to the right side. Breathe. Let the twist soften you and ground you. One more breath. And on your next inhalation, come back to center and across the knees. Stretch your legs away from you. Stretch your arms overhead. Inhale, stretch yourself from head to toe. Squeeze your muscles if you want, even including the muscles of your face. Tighten, 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 tighten. And let yourself relax. Allow your entire body to melt toward the ground. Letting yourself completely surrender just for a few moments. There's nothing else you need to do today. You've done all the things. You've done the best you could with what you had. So breathe in deeply. Fill up, front to back, side to side, top to bottom. And side out. Stay in shavasana for a few more minutes. Or if you rather, start to press yourself up to a seating position. Rest your hands on your lap or your knees, or bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. Taking a moment of gratitude for your day. No matter what it brought, you made it through. No matter what went on, it brought you here. So can you take a moment of gratitude for your day, for the way you lived through it, for the choices you made. A moment of gratitude for your body, for your mind, for every breath that you take. May you not take a single one for granted. Breathe in and let go. Open your eyes. I hope that you've enjoyed this evening practice and that you feel more relaxed and ready for whatever it is that you're going to be doing this evening. I look forward to practicing with you again. Until then, be well.